What's going on, y'all? I'm gonna see if I can get a couple people in here. Trying to see. Let's see. Just trying to see if this works. Um, if y'all can hear me, or if somebody can hear me. I don't even know if anybody's on here or not. But I just found out I could go live. I didn't even know that was a thing. So definitely gonna be doing these more often for sure. It beats the hesitation on editing for sure. But I really just want to jump on here real quick and talk to some of y'all just to say hello. I mean, like I said, I didn't know this was a thing anyway. So getting unloaded at my last load for this week, and I'll be going on home time for about a week. But I'm definitely gonna be doing some content. I definitely have some trucking related things to do on home time. I'll let you guys know what that is in a video. I'm definitely not gonna say it on here, but definitely gonna let you guys know what's going on. Probably today, Wednesday. I'll probably put something out Friday, let y'all know exactly what I'm doing this week. But some things are coming. We gonna see what the week brings us. If it should be pretty interesting. I think y'all are gonna like it. I know I definitely will. But we're gonna see if we're gonna see what we got going on here this week. So like I said, I'll just come out here to test the live stream. I didn't know I could go live, so I just got an email from YouTube saying that I was eligible, and it's like, okay, cool. So I figured I'd test it out. Now that I am eligible to do lives, I'll probably be doing these more often, when I'm actually, not going on home time. But like when I'm out on the road, I can hop on here for a couple of minutes, talk to y'all. I don't know how the audio is either. I have no idea how the audio is either. This dude's been waiting to get his paperwork for like an hour. I don't know how the audio is, but if it's bad, I'm sure I'll go back and figure out why that is, or if it's good, then it's good. But yeah, like I said, I'll just come out here to test it out. I'll go back and watch shit like after. I'm pretty sure it's gonna post on my YouTube anyway. But I'll go back and watch it and see. Now I'll check the audio and make sure it's cool. If it is, then I'll do it, the live stream on my what is this thing here? My laptop. I also want to test it with my iPad Pro, because if I can do it on the iPad Pro, that'll work out a lot better than me having to, pull my laptop out every time I want to go live. My iPad's out 99% of the time anyway. So yeah, so we definitely have some good things coming. One little hint I can give away is nah, I can't do it. I'll record a video and let y'all know, but I can't even get away. I want it to be a surprise for y'all, but it's definitely gonna be like y'all are gonna enjoy it. Christopher Robin, what's going on? I need to actually binge watch some of your videos. I know we recently started following each other recently, and I definitely need to sit down and look at some of your videos for sure. I'll actually, once I'm done delivering and then actually can, get out of my truck and into my home, then I'll probably be spending a lot of time on YouTube actually. My trainee is actually doing really well. I actually sent him on home already. Because I live in the Atlanta area, but he doesn't. So I actually sent him home. I made sure that he got his revenue for coming to the customer that I'm currently at now. So once I checked in, I actually sent him home to his hometown. It doesn't make sense for him to sit with me until knows how long, for how long whatever's gonna sit here till I got a door. It didn't make sense for me to make him sit here, and then we didn't leave here till like 2300 tonight or 11 p.m. tonight, and then I send him home. Then I'll have to drive back home in my personal car. And I wasn't doing that 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I just went ahead and sent him home, make sure he got his revenue for the load. Because luckily for me, the customer I'm at now is actually like 6 miles from my house. I didn't even know this was over here. So now I know. Smoking Joe, what's happening? How you doing? Like I said, for y'all just coming in, I didn't even know I could go live. I just figured I'll come in here and test it out. So that's really all this is about. Also, kind of, and we got, I know for sure I have a video planned for Friday. Let y'all know exactly what I'm doing on home time. And then I'm probably gonna upload. I'll probably pre-record something and upload it probably Saturday or Sunday. I'm talking with another YouTuber, Trucker Rob. I was just talking to him on Facebook, and we've been talking back and forth. He actually lives here in Georgia as well, so I'm gonna see if we can plan some type of meetup, and I'm gonna we're gonna try and do company versus lease video is my idea. I'm not exactly sure what kind of video he wants to do, but that's the kind of idea I have in my head, because he's currently company coming to lease, and I was company and I currently am lease. So I think it'll be good for, not just his subscribers, but mine as well. Basically the biggest differences, I guess, or, the pros and cons of either or if you're looking to go lease, I have like a couple of things that I can mention, or a couple of things that I have or that I can recommend you guys do, to kind of line you guys up for success for the most part. How many more miles is he with you, or do you have to train him for? I have to train him for 50,000 miles. He currently has, let's see. I made my own spreadsheet. For those of y'all at Prime, I made my own spreadsheet. I was told I can't release it to y'all, so it's too comprehensive. But I made my own sheet that tracks, my miles, my revenue, fuel surcharge, exactly how much I pay for fuel, including my IFTA fuel tax and refund, what my lease deductions are, what I pay my co-driver. I have everything on a spreadsheet, so that's why I'm going here to answer your question there. So 4, 7, 20. So he's currently at 27,130. So we're over halfway done with his training, and he's only been with me for about a month. He came with me July 1st. So we're more or just over halfway through with his. So I know I've heard a couple of people or a couple of students, they've sent me messages or commented on one of my Facebook posts or Facebook groups, and some of them comment on here. I know that they've been in with their trainers, 2.5 months, 3 months, and finally getting to where I am. Apparently I have a good fleet manager, one, I do have a good fleet manager, but two, I also know what lanes to run and what lanes I need to be in. So that's kind of a good reason, or a good reason why he's kind of progressed the way he has. Because, generally I don't have to turn down loads. I think since I've started leasing in February, I've only turned down 3 loads. I think I've only turned down 3 loads. 1, it was just impossible for us to do, and 2 of them were high infection areas that I didn't feel comfortable going, and that's when I was solo. But since I've been training, I haven't really had to turn down. I lied. I've turned down 4 loads. I've turned down 2 loads last week, but I think I just mentioned that in my last video. But it's really just about understanding the freight lanes. Like if you get proposed a load, at least here at Prime, while you're leasing, like if you know what region you like to run, like I had a one-on-one sit-down conversation with my fleet manager the day I switched to lease. Like the day before, 2 days before I actually signed my contract. That's another thing too. If you're planning on switching to lease, they're going to give you like a 56-page contract. Read that contract, because I see a lot of videos on YouTube. Like I see so much wrong information from lease drivers on YouTube, as well as the Facebook groups too. Like a lot of the questions that a lot of people have is actually in your contract. So when I gave my contract, I know some people get a contract like, oh, I'm not reading this, skip through the end, sign what you need to sign, and give it back that same day. I had my contract for 3 days before I sent it back because I sat down and read it. I sent it to a legal friend of mine. He sat down and read it. We discussed it, and then I signed my stuff and then sent it back to Prime. So when people say, or people have questions like, like, why do I have to pay for this at this time, or why when I had a repair that only, this amount came out, but it was supposed to be this amount. A lot of this stuff is actually answered in your contract. So if you are a company driver and you're planning to switch to lease, please, please, please read your contract. If not, please, please, please comment on one of my videos and I'll gladly answer your question. So, and that's another video I want to do too. I've had several people ask me in my videos why I don't say, I guess the YouTube hashtag thing is like comment, like, and subscribe. Like, I mean, I don't really have a real reason that I don't say it, but the only reason that I have that I don't say it is, YouTube's been around for a while, so people know how to use YouTube. Like, if you like what I discuss, or if you like my topics, or you just want to follow my journey, you know to click subscribe. I have mentioned in my videos that that you guys do comment on my videos, and I actually respond to every one of my comments. So you guys know how to do that. And then the likes, I'm not sure if it's some type of algorithm thing that people are working on as far as, liking videos and it showing up on more recommended places or something along those lines. I'm not sure about the logistics of it, but I mean, I figured it's just like, this is kind of one of those things. Like, obviously I see you guys are on the live now, but you guys knew to click on the live to watch it. So if you want to follow the journey, to click subscribe. So I usually don't say it because I just feel like if that's something that people wanted, like when I started my YouTube channel, I told myself I'd rather grow my channel organically than force, like like some people do. I won't say none of my YouTube friends, but I've seen like some YouTube channels, like, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. I just really want to get to this goal here. I want to get to, 1,000 subscribers, or I want to get to 10,000 subscribers. Like, for me, like, that's cool. Like, I would love to get to those places, but also this YouTube thing is really for me. I just happen to share, knowledge that's helpful for everybody. So if you want to follow the knowledge, then, feel free. But I feel like it's a little forced and not as much as organic. Just, subscribers actually just clicking on a video, like what I'm talking about, like, oh, I want to know this guy, how this guy's going to do on his journey. And then, click the button. But that's why I told somebody I was going to do a video about that. I figured I mentioned it here. I might still do that video because there's some more information I want to drop along with that as well. But that's the reason why I never say comment, like, or subscribe. Now, I will say drop a comment because I like talking to you guys. And now that I know I can live stream, that's definitely going to be a thing because that's awesome. And in case anybody's wondering, no, I didn't get a haircut. I just have it tied back because I was driving with the window down. And no, I will not be cutting my hair. So yeah, that's really just about it. Like I said, okay, I will drop a hint for the next video. This will now be my third visit to a dealership. If you've been following my channel, you know which dealership I'm talking about. This will be my third visit to the dealership. Hopefully, my second to last visit. And I actually have to actually go to my financial institution as well this week. And that's all I'm gonna say. And Trucker Rob, I know we were just talking about that. Promise I'm gonna get you your information on you actually switching the lease. We're gonna talk. We're gonna we both live in Georgia and we're both on home time, so we'll meet up and talk about that. Chris, what's going on? I see you watching for campus. Are you upgrading? Are you waiting on the truck? Like what's going on with you, Chris? I appreciate that, Christopher Robin. It's definitely a learning thing, and please don't get me wrong. Like, I am not a genius. I don't think anybody is, but this is just stuff that I've picked up, and it's worked for me, and that's why I give it to y'all. Because even when I was coming to Prime, I looked up Prime on YouTube too, and I saw a bunch of videos of how other people did their stuff. For my Prime people, I go stand in Liar's Corner. If you're from Prime, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't, one thing that I learned about specifically standing in liar's corner, is, don't take everyone's word at their worth, but just listen for the experience. And that's what I did. When I was in PSD, I was here, and my PSD trainer was actually an in-house trainer at Prime. So I was here for my entire PSD phase. I was here for about 2 weeks at Prime, and a couple of those times, and a couple of those times, excuse me, I sat there and just listened to, the drivers that are sitting right there, not really, taking them at face value, because, we've all heard those truckers like, hey, I don't turn my truck on unless there's a load paying more than, $2.34. If it's $2.32, I'll sit for a day. Like, no, you don't. Number one. So, go ahead and get that out the way. But like I said, just don't take it at face value. But I really sat there and listened for the experience. Like I heard one guy, and this is actually the path that I followed as well. He's one guy. He was like, yeah, I tried the company thing for a while. It didn't really work out. Then I switched to lease. Then it kind of worked out. And then, so now that guy, I don't know who he is. Hopefully he doesn't watch my channel or doesn't know I'm talking about him. But now he's, working under a micro fleet, and it's working better for him. But that was his path and his plan, what works for him. And the only thing I got from that is like, hey, maybe, because when I first came to Prime, I was planning to go lease from the start. And I just, just talking to people, listening to trainers, listening to, a bunch of other drivers. I actually, came up with a plan, instead of going lease first, that's just like someone that has been, that's a high school graduate or something. And then they apply to be a senior vice president of marketing for some law firm. So it's like, why would you jump that high when you can take baby steps and, take the risk on somebody else's dime, which is exactly what I did. So I went company for a year, and looking back, and I said this on one of my other videos too, looking back, I probably could have switched to lease maybe about 6 to 8 months after, 6 to 8 months after I've been company, I could have switched to lease, but I wanted to do the full year. One, for those of you at Prime, know that when you get your CDL through Prime, you have that 1 year obligation. So if I knew I wanted to go to lease, but what I didn't know if I was going to be completely successful, like use all your tools, use all your resources. So I learned as a company driver what freight lanes I like to run. I learned where most of the customers and receivers that I go to now as a lease driver, I know exactly where they are. So I know how to set myself up in those areas. But I took those tools and resources as a company driver, switched to lease, and that's how I'm successful as a lease operator. So, and again, this is self-adorned. Like, I believe I'm successful as a lease operator. Chris, I strongly, I won't say I strongly recommend, because, you can only follow your own path. What I would recommend though is try company first, kind of understand, like, basically what I just said, kind of understand what there is to trucking, and just know, but keep that grain of salt in the back of your mind that just because your company doesn't mean you can't accomplish your goals, or you can't, do what you need to do, and you have to go lease first. So because I went company and I made great money as a company driver, I didn't switch to lease for the money. I switched to lease for my own reasons that will be discovered here shortly, or not really shortly, but for my own goals. So, I had my 1 year plan, 3-year plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan. Like, I got all that. So it worked out for me to go company first. That way I can set myself to be successful to attain my 10-year goal, because really my 5-year goal is about to be achieved, and I'm not even 2 years in yet. So now I have to realign stuff. And again, I can only attribute that to how successful that I've been doing and how I set myself up. And let me go ahead and catch up on the comments. I'm sorry. You're very important to know what you're talking about, so that's why I follow and listen. I appreciate that, Chris. Like I said, I'm definitely going to binge watch your videos for sure. Just give me about a day or two, and I'm definitely gonna have a little bit more insight on your YouTube channel as well. Yeah, Chris, you can't tell him I'm getting the new truck, man. We don't know that yet. We don't know. And also that may or may not be it, but we'll see. We'll see. About to be out of school here in a little bit. Then I'm going to a company, and then I'm going to my own authority, buying my truck, just going a little bit different route. Working for a company first for a year or so to get my experience up. And that's exactly what I was just talking about. So again, now, did you come up with that on your own, or is that something that you just like, listen to other people's experiences, how they were able to do it? Because when I was in school too here at Prime, I was going to do that too. I was going to go lease straight out the gate for like a year, and then get my own authority, and then haul my own loads, and then be done with Prime. But now that I'm here at Prime, I'm like, there's no reason to leave Prime. Like, Prime does me extremely well. Like I said, I made great money as a company driver. I switched to the training department my last month as a company driver. But so I've been leased solo, but only for about a 3 weeks out of this 7 month span that I've been leased. But I made great money solo lease, and I definitely make great money trainer lease as well. But again, it's more of the learning thing. So, just like Chris says that, getting your own authority and getting your own truck, like that is the goal, at least for me anyway. I can't say that should be the goal for everybody, because everybody is different. Everybody doesn't have the same goals, but that was the goal for me as well. Now I pushed that up because, like I was saying earlier, you can learn on somebody else's dime and they pay you for it. So that's what I'm using Prime as. When I got my license, I went through company. I was like, let me make as many mistakes as I can while I'm a company driver, because as a company driver, the only thing that you pay for is to keep yourself alive. That's it. So, I mean, I don't feel like I made any mistakes as a company driver. I mean, I never got in trouble, if that's what, mistakes is going to be like. I have no accidents or no tickets or, anything like that. I actually didn't have any service failures as a company driver. But just learning on somebody else's, it gives you the freedom to learn without reprimand or without consequences. Let's say that. So if you can learn with no little to no consequences, if you make a mistake, your consequence would be a shorter paycheck for them, I believe. I guess it depends on the degree of mistake, but really the consequence would be like a shorter paycheck, at least on the company side. I mean, again, I wouldn't know. I don't feel like I made any general mistakes like that. So I kept a pretty consistent paycheck. And that's one thing now that these company drivers actually just got a pay raise, and me and a couple other trainer buddies of mine, I've been talking to back and forth. We're all joking around because we're all lease trainers, and we joke back and forth. We're about to switch back to company, and we're gonna pair up. Because it's about 4 or 5 of us that I keep in contact with them on a pretty consistent basis. We were all talking about switching the team, pairing up and switching a company team driving. That $1,400 guarantee per driver. I mean, you can't beat that. But also, only because I know the financial side of it, I know why they're doing the $1,400 guarantee. So I may or may not do that on another video, but I'll let the company drivers enjoy their their raise. But I definitely thought about it for sure. See what they call the board where you check to see if there's work, and Amazon seems to be at $3 a mile, no lesser than that. Even more, and all you're doing is dropping and hooking empty trailers. I have looked into Amazon Prime a little bit, and this is probably gonna seem kind of silly. I'm partial to not going to Amazon Prime only because of this battle between Prime and Amazon Prime right now. I haven't heard about that $3 a mile thing. I'm going to double check into that as well, but I would look into that a little bit more. That sounds a little too good to be true. $3 a mile. If it was $3 a mile, people would be over there, because I watch quite a few trucking YouTubers, and we're all pulling about the same rate as far as loads concerned. Um, and it's definitely not $3 a mile for sure. Sorry, it's definitely not $3 a mile. But I would, and you would have to look at $3 a mile. Is that gross or is that net? So I would definitely look into that. Also, I would look into depending on if you wanted to. I don't know if you're doing OTR or like regional or LTL or anything like that. But I would actually look at. I hear good things about UPS. Is it UPS? I think it's FedEx. One of those two. I'll clarify it in the comments after I find out. But I know they were doing teams for a while, but I think they just recently opened up to solos again. So I will look into them because they're LTL loads. Some of them are doubles, and they're about, I think they're 95% drop and hook as well. So just to give you another insight on that. As far as that's concerned, I don't know if they use a load board, but it kind of depends. I don't believe it's forced dispatch, but I believe you do have a dispatch. So I'm not really sure. As far as boards are concerned, only like boards that I know of or I've heard of is like Landstar has a pretty decent or a comprehensive board. I've heard that Schneider has a board as well. But I believe with Schneider you're still paired with the dispatcher. I'm not really sure. But so that board, and then I believe, and I'll fact check this as well too, but I believe Prime does too, but I believe it's only for power only tractors. I know they're testing out the load board for us lease operators. Unfortunately, I'm not on that. I'm not on that test phase. Although I have been told that I'm on fairly close to the top of the list to get on that program. But we'll see how that works out. Either or with me. Like I said, I enjoy my dispatcher, so it's kind of in the air for me. I would more so like to test the load board just to see, you know, what other options there are. Knowing that I do have options, because I know a lot of lease operators will get a load. And, even for me, for example, I know if I sit in the area, like I don't know, think of a good place. If I sit in Pennsylvania, I know there's at a minimum, without it being high val, there's a minimum of 3 places that I know I can pick up from and or pick up and deliver to. And so once, I'll get a load and I'll look at it. I'm like, man, I know there's a better load. It's coming out of here. It's going out of here. I know I'm going to have this much time on it. Just stuff like that. Especially with me coming home time, I know, or I understand now in multiple places in the country, like if I request to go home, where I'm going to pick that load up from and how much time I'm going to have it. Not because I request a lot of home time, but it's just because I keep track of every load that I take. So like when I was on the company side, I didn't request. I think I've only requested one home time while I was company for that entire year. But that's only because my company dispatcher, kept me running through home. I could, steal a 10-hour break, or I could steal a 34-hour break and still, and be under the load. So I used to get those loads a lot, and that was coast to coast, excluding the Northeast, because I did not like the Northeast then. But that's only because I was solo. It's definitely a pain parking in the Northeast solo. It can be done, obviously, but not for me, not this truck. But training, I mean, I don't necessarily mind going to the Northeast, only because I know that I'm basically going in and coming right back out. But I will say I'm definitely scarred from going to the Northeast right now, because I went to the Northeast, maybe it's about 3 weeks ago now. I'm still paying on those tolls. Like, those tolls are astronomical, and the customers, or the loads that I had, the customer didn't pay for it. So I'm like, yeah, well, if I do go to Northeast, it's going to be definitely like a once a month or a once bi-monthly thing. It's definitely not going to be often, because those tolls will get you. And don't get me wrong, it's, that time that I wasn't in the Northeast, I had a load from the South Central or Southwest Central of America and came up through New York and delivered to one city in New York, got back on the tollway, delivered another city in New York, got back on the tollway just to park and wait for my last last stop, then got back on the tollway to go up to a different state to come all the way back through all those tolls. So I had to hit quite a few tolls. And there's not really a lot of other options that you can, maneuver your way around the tolls. It's not really a thing. So like there's a guy called BLC Enterprises. That's what he does all day long. Happened to have a conversation with him, and he shot me a text over and said, I have no need to lie to you. And like I said, I don't know for sure. So, I definitely don't want him or you guys to get offended about that. Because again, like I don't know anything about anyone else's company outside of Prime. So like I said, it's all basically speculation. I believe that he's telling you the truth, and that's cool. I just personally haven't seen it. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, I work for Prime. I don't work for Amazon Prime. There's two different companies. So definitely no offense to him or to you either, Chris. But like that's just what when I was doing my research, I didn't see it. But I'm just me. And Trucker Forte, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, oh man, like if I had the option to be a lease driver all the way up until the New York state line, even halfway through Pennsylvania, then switch to company just to go through the tolls, and then switch back to lease to deliver the load, I would do that. I'll have Prime pay for the tolls because, oh man, those tolls are crazy. But like I said, I was just hopping on here because I didn't know I could go live on YouTube until they sent me an email saying that I was eligible. I'm sorry, I've been up since like 6 o'clock this morning, so I'm a little tired. But I'm delivering at home, so I'm basically home. Like I'm 6 miles from the house. So like I said, I'll be recording the video most likely tomorrow and Friday, depending on how long the meeting lasts. And I'll put up a video Friday, and then I'll do another video, hopefully, maybe more like a family-oriented video. I don't know. We'll see. Just kind of like a spy into my home life, I suppose. And I might put that video out on like Saturday or Sunday. I appreciate Trucker Forte. I'm definitely going to take your recommendation, and I'm definitely going to try and get some rest this past week. Oh, also, I have to do a follow-up video to that video I posted on Sunday. So I got to do that video as well. So 3 videos coming out this week for sure. And by this week, I mean like Sunday, Monday, maybe the last one will come out, somewhere around there. I haven't heard of that township, Chris. Now, I am in Pennsylvania quite a lot, but I feel like I will remember that township. But generally, when I come up there, it's Harrisburg. I want to say Harrisburg. Generally, and then more so around the area of our terminal. There's only it's 2 cities outside of our terminal city that I go to in Pennsylvania, but I'm there quite often. But I'll have to look that up. But yeah, as always, Chris, or anybody for that matter, if you have any questions, leave a comment. I answer all my comments. I have no problems answering questions. Yeah, that's just it. I don't have any problems answering questions. But y'all go ahead and stay safe. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. I've been waiting on this door for I don't know, 4, 5, 6. I've been waiting on this door for 6 hours. I've been in the door for about an hour and a half, and I still have a green light. So I haven't even changed the red yet. So I'm gonna go take a nap, and we'll see what the rest of the day brings to us. So y'all stay safe. Y'all, have fun. If you're driving, keep it in between the lines. If you're at home, tell your family you love them, and y'all stay safe. Peace.